Hey there, Fletch from All Things Overlanding here. Today I am talking about another Lifedoo fire pit. If you haven't seen my earlier video, I'll put a tag up here to it. You can go check that out. They had a previous version of this fire pit, and I had a couple of questions about it and a couple of sort of concerns, I guess, about the design. And I know they're getting feedback from more than just me, but from people all the time. But the cool thing about this company is they really do take that into account, and then they make new versions. So again, this is the newest version. It's called the Floy fire pit, and I really like it. I'm going to walk you through kind of the features of it. I'm going to walk through some of the changes that they made since last time, and I'm just going to kind of show you everything that comes with this fire pit. So let's get into it. All Things Overlanding is brought to you by Red Arc Power Management Solutions, Rugged Bound Supply Company, rooftop tents, awnings, roof racks, and more. Overland Addict, premium overland gear. Last US Bag, overlanding bags and equipment. Northology Overland, trips and a monthly overlanding magazine. All of these companies are really amazing, so I highly recommend you click through the links in the description below to learn more about each of them. Alright, so first of all, one of the things that I really like about what they've done with it is, on the previous one, it had sort of like a black, it seemed to me like it was going to be some sort of like a high heat paint coating or something, but it turns out it wasn't at all. And when I had my very first fire in it, a lot of that coating flaked off the side. And again, it didn't really hurt anything, but just aesthetically, it kind of made it look crappy, or like there was something wrong with it. And so I was kind of like, I'm not sure why they put the coating on it, maybe to try and protect it, you know, some. But once it burns off and just fell off, that was kind of useless anyway. So I like that they've gone with just the straight, polished stainless steel look. It looks way nicer. It's cleaner. It should, like most stainless steel fire pits, kind of get some coloration to it, but no like flaking paint or anything. So it should look really nice. It should last for a really long time. Also, they simplified the design a little bit. In the previous one, you had two different variations of the cuts here. So you could either make a more narrow fire pit or a wider fire pit. I did kind of like that feature. I like that you had the option on there, but this one is just perfect. Like I would have always used the widest one. So I like that this one just has a simpler setup, a little bit easier setup, and that it's just a little bit cleaner than the old one was. In addition to that, the old one had a tray that went underneath of it, but it was big and bulky, and it kind of got bent up. When I first got the fire pit, when it came from shipping, it was kind of bent up a little bit. And so it was on the ground, so your ashes would fall down really far to the ground and they would blow out of it, and it just kind of made a mess. On this one, again, a little bit cleaner, more compact design. Basically what they've done is, you see this little tab here, there is a small ash catcher that's actually up here underneath the fire pit. And that's what catches the ashes. The other nice thing about that, and it's just an added benefit, is when you're putting these together, right, it's kind of a jigsaw puzzle. So as you're putting the ends together, they kind of tend to like fall off or fall apart. With that thing though, I use it as sort of a starter. So I put the two center tabs into the ash catcher first, and then I slide in the sides. And so it makes it a little bit easier to put it together. But again, these nice little touches, these little design changes and stuff are really awesome. Like they made this fire pit, there was a really nice fire pit before with a couple of little small, potential issues, into a really nice, really reusable fire pit. So again, size-wise, I like this thing. I like my Wolf and Grizzly, but it's really small. I like my Yukoware flat pack grill, but it's really small. This is a really nice size, but when it folds flat, I'll show you the bag and I'll show you how big it actually is. And this is another nice thing. You know, on the last one, I had made a comment, and actually I was really impressed because Lifedoo came into the video and commented, hey, sorry, yours was an early production run, and so we didn't have bags available, but normally they come with bags. This time I did get a bag. It's nothing fancy. You know, it's kind of like one of those reusable ones you would use at the grocery store, but it is custom made for this fire pit, and it just fits just perfectly in here. But again, just to keep the ashes off the inside of your car, it's just nice to have something to put it in. So, you know, as you can see here, you've got the two sides, the ash catcher, and then the two slotted channels, right? Also included in the fire pit are two crossbars. So these sit down in these channels here, just like that, and then you can put your grill over top of it, and that's the other thing that's in this bag. And this is another nice upgrade. So on the previous one, there weren't these little notches in the top here. There weren't little notches here. It was just flat. So you could, a benefit of that is you could slide it around, but a con of that was it kind of tended to move. So imagine you're like flipping a steak or burgers or something over, and as you're doing that, the grill starts to slide across it. Well, now they've added these nice little center cuts here, and that holds it so that it doesn't move. So now it's really stable, really nice and stable. Doesn't go anywhere, doesn't move at all, and I really like that. All right, so my final thoughts on the Floy fire pit from Lifedoo is, you know, huge upgrade in design and aesthetics. It looks a lot nicer. Again, with the smaller ash catcher that's up underneath of it, I think it's a big upgrade versus the old one. It was just, I could tell it was going to be a nightmare to try and keep that tray, and then you've got ashes everywhere and in this big tray, so you're rubbing the ashes all over all the rest of your fire pit. It was just going to be kind of a mess. So that is a huge benefit with this. I think that the plain stainless steel look is much better than the sort of painted black with the flaking paint coming off look. So I think it's a much nicer looking fire pit now. And then again, those little subtle upgrades, like the addition of, you know, cutting the notches so that the grill stays in place, and, you know, simplifying the number of notches that you have in the grill to set up the sides and stuff. I think it's a really nice fire pit. So again, because of the size, I find that I probably am going to use this thing quite a bit. I think way more than I would the old one. And probably, you know, the Wolf and Grizzly, again, is really small. The other ones are really small. They're a little bit easier to set up, but not much. And I like to have big fires with like actual wood. So I think that this will probably become my main fire pit. So overall, really, really like the thing. You know, thanks to Lifedoo for thinking of me when they had the new design. But yeah, definitely check it out. I'll put a link in the description below, so if you're interested, just click through that and go give them a look. If you have any questions or comments, if you have any different fire pits that you guys use, if you have experience with this one, I'd love to hear from you. Also, there's links to Facebook, Instagram, the podcast, so go down there and make sure to click and subscribe. If you liked the video, if it was valuable, click the like button. And again, click that subscribe button, click the bell to be notified when new videos drop. I do a couple a week, so everything from gear reviews to modifications for vehicles to overlanding general content. So I'd love to have you as a subscriber. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.